G'day guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do a tour of my gun safe. I can't really figure out what order to do this in, so we're just going to do it in, I guess, smallest to largest, or thereabouts. Anyway, let's start this off with the Savage B220. So it's a good little rifle. I've shot this a couple of times on the channel before, so you've probably seen it. If you are looking for a good little rimfire, the Savages are, I would say, up there. They're extremely accurate. This one being 16-inch barrel is very small and handy. The bolt throw is a little bit shit compared to the Ruger American. I think the Ruger American, in the way it looks and the way it operates, I like it better. But the Savage hasn't really done me any wrong. So the Savage is still in the safe. That's topped with a loopholed 3-9 by 40 VX Freedom rimfire. This is probably going to make you laugh. The next smallest thing I have in the safe is this. This is a Tikka T3X 22-250 in an MDT XRS chassis with a lot of extra fluff on it. So what else have we got here? We have a 5-round MDT magazine. We have a 20 MOA MDT rail. We have MDT 34mm rings. We have a Falcon Endura 3.5 to 25 by 56 first focal plane scope. I will be doing an individual review on that. We have an MDT barricade stop for when I'm shooting in the UTV. I have something to push up against. Makes it very easy to do accurate shots. And we have M-LOK, an M-LOK bipod, which is 5-position. You can do whatever you want with it. And that's made by UTG. So that's pretty cool. Also extends out and does all that Gucci stuff. Hey, look at that. So, I have been requested to do an individual review or overview or rig rundown, whatever the bloody hell you want to call it, on this rifle. So we'll do a full one on that in another video, but that's the 22-250. That's my Fox gun. All right, here we have my 303 SMLE made by Lithgow. I bought this as a barreled action that was a hunk of shit. I refurbed the whole thing. I re-rust blued it. I did solder on front and rear sights, which I haven't put the front sight in yet, and I haven't filed in the notch yet because I need to get some ammunition and have a day at the range to do that. But you can see the stock has been oil finished, looking quite lovely, and I have a nice little custom 5-round magazine. So that's that. You've seen it before. I like it. I think it's a pretty cool rifle. You can't go wrong with the 303. That barrel I cut down to 20 inches. So good little handy package, good for hunting. Yeah, I like it. This isn't really the next smallest in caliber size, but it's the next smallest in rifle size. You've seen this before. This is a 358 Winchester, custom that I built on a Remington Model 783 Jackaroo. So I reckon it turned out pretty good. Once again, we have solder on front and rear sights. However, this one has a running bore rear sight, which makes it very easy to shoot quickly. Has a custom muzzle cap / sling swivel that I made. Yeah, sling swivel on the side there, so that can hang. The idea behind that, it's a bit of a German thing, is so you can throw it over your shoulder, and when you're going through the brush with the dogs, or you know, trailing or whatever you're doing, and you have to sling your rifle, it is below your shoulder, so you can't get it snagged on trees and stuff. It keeps nice and low. You can keep your hand on the rifle. Now, obviously, being that low, I unload the rifle before I sling it like that because I wouldn't want to have an accidental discharge and blow my fucking head off. That's just, you know, general fucking safety, isn't it? This here is a Ruger Model 77, colloquially known as the Tang Safety or the Mark I. Both are incorrect names, however, that's how people refer to them. It is a beautiful rifle. I refinished the stock and put a limb saver grinder fit pad on it because it was that polyurethane bullshit, which I don't like. And it was all chipped and cracked and fact. That's the fold-up rear sight. Not a massive fan of that, but when you're using a scope, obviously it is beneficial to be able to fold that down. Yeah, I've had this for a while. It sits in the safe. I do absolutely nothing with it. And a little birdie told me it's listed on the website where you buy things. Go and have a look at it. I probably forgot to mention that Ruger M77 is in 7 Rem mag. Long-time viewers probably know that because they've probably seen that rifle get shot before. Here is my other 7 Rem mag. Now I did have 3 at one point, and just a few days ago I offloaded the Mauser M18 that you would have seen in my review where I compared the ticker to the Mauser. Actually not this ticker, it was the 22-50 before it went in the chassis. But I'm downscaling. I don't need 3 7 Rem mags. So this is my go-to deer hunting gun. And yeah, it's a Tikka T3X in 7 Rem mag, nothing special. It's just a Tikka. One cool thing about it though is I do have a Leupold VX5 HD 3-15 by 44 CDS 0 lock 2 scope on that in some really nice lightweight aluminium rings that has a little bubble level that I never use. Yeah, absolutely awesome scope. It is a 30mm tube, so it is a little bit heavy, but in comparison to other scopes out there, not too bloody bad. So yeah, that's my go-to deer gun when I'm not using the 358. I generally only use this and the 358 for deer. Yeah, this if I'm kind of sitting down and like fallow hunting, shit like that, when I'm sort of kind of sitting down, I want to take a longer shot, etc, etc. I'm not really stalking around per se. I mean, I'm still stalking, but you know what I bloody mean. When I'm walking around with the dogs, particularly my Yag Terrier wanted flush, that's when I use the 358 in the nice thick shit. So that's my other deer gun. Kind of going a little bit out of order here, but I want to get that safe done before I crack the second safe. Anyway, here is my Adler B220. You've probably seen that before. Pretty much my highest viewed video, I'm pretty sure, is still the Adler review. That was one that kicked the channel off. So there you bloody go. I've done a few things to this one. Notably, got a 7-shot magazine on that one. It's had a cut in the bottom there for quick reloading. It has an oversized bolt handle on it, which makes things quite nice. This also has a rifled barrel for shooting slugs, which I do have a scope on, and I'll grab that barrel out right now. So there's a rifled barrel. That is a Leupold 1-4 shotgun. So you can imagine that goes on there like that. Yeah, can't say much about that. I bought this rifled barrel, it was a while ago, a year and a half, maybe getting on 2 years ago, maybe. The plan was to do a nice, awesome video for you. I was doing 50 cal, 300 grain FTX bullets in a sabot out of a shotgun, 1600 feet per second, grouping very well. And then I ran out of powder before I could shoot the video for you guys, and then I could never find the powder again, and I never got around to finishing that video. So, if you want to see this get shot at a few things, I need to buy some powder. So I either need to find some unique, which is what I was loading, or buy some ADI stuff and redo all the load development again. Either way, if you want to make that happen, join Patreon, because that money goes towards shooting these things. Like I said, we're going a little bit out of order. This one here is a new addition. This is a Zestava, or Zestava, however you want to pronounce it, M70, in a custom stock with a custom magazine. It's not quite finished. It still needs to get the barrel in action, Cerakoted, but I reckon it looks pretty nice. That was a little fun build. So let's quickly go over this one. If you're a member of Patreon, you've seen this probably 1,000 times before, and you guys on the main channel, well, you're probably only just seeing it now. So it's in 3006. Doesn't have the red dot on yet, but it will have a red dot. Here's a magna-ported barrel. The receiver I bought as a blank receiver, and I did everything else to it. Bolt stop, new bolt, everything's all polished up. A magazine conversion. Unlike most Mauser magazine conversions, this is Sauer magazines. Some magazines off the Sauer 202, so that's a 5-rounder. You can get 3 rounders for it. I'll probably just get a second 5-rounder. It's all custom inlet into there, like that. Winchester recoil pad, custom done stock. I think it turned out pretty good. It's got a rack nagel trigger set to, I think it's about 1.5 pound. Very crisp, very nice. So that's a new addition. You might see more of that on the channel. Here we have another Zestava. That was once again a blank action that I bought. New bolt, new floor plate, which is pretty cool, etc, etc. So, yeah, it's going to turn into something else, but that is a firearm. So, you asked to see all the firearms I got in the safe. Now, lucky last that I can show you is this absolute gem. This is a BSW Soul 12 gauge side by side. It is a model 35. And this I bought for very cheap. It was practically going to go in the bin, and I refurbished it. So restored all the bluing. I didn't re-blue this. I just restored the bluing through a process called conservation. Look it up. There's plenty of videos on it. I made a few pins that were broken. So this screw right there is actually a replacement I made. There's a few other replacements internally. I re-bedded the stock. There was a few gouges and nicks and crap out of it. Fixed up. That's all metal inletted that I did because the plastic had been glued into the stock and had to get chiseled out. So that's a little extra part that I made to hold all that together. Yeah, quite a nice shotgun. Now, that's all the guns I have in the safe physically. What I don't have in the safe, which is the stuff that's at the shop. Now, what do I have at the shop? I have another one of these, but the next model up, it is the Model 35F. So I've got that one coming in. What else is there? Another side-by-side shotgun. As you can see, I really, really like side-by-side shotguns. I have a Julian Arana Lasorda sitting there. That's for a little side project. Then I have another Zestava M70 in 9.3 by 62. That's what I've got to show you today. So I hope you got something out of that. I hope you enjoyed having a look at a couple of my firearms. Now I've cleared out a lot of those. I've sold a fair few off lately. And as I said, I've got some more I'm clearing out too. So I'll catch you next video and hooroo.